Good.
Hi, everyone. We are going to try this again. This is take 2 for my weekly address on a Tuesday. This is Michelle Gramoglia, the president and CEO here at Woodland Pond, and this is my weekly address for a Tuesday. We had some technical problems the first time around. This is Tuesday, November 14th, 2023. I don't really have many calendar items today, so we are going to start with some notable items. First, yesterday, if you were walking around on campus, you may have seen that we had a very small fire actually on campus behind the cottage. The new cottage is by the loading dock. And as you know, we do like to be transparent. We had someone on campus that was doing something that is forbidden on campus, which was smoking a cigarette. And they put their cigarette down in the brush and it started a small little fire. Fortunately, our staff was able to put it out with fire extinguishers. Obviously, we called the fire department anyway, because that's what has to happen. And they came and were able to assess that it was accidental, because even if you're smoking, you're not supposed to be, you're not intentionally putting a fire there. They obviously needed to assess that the fire was adequately out. So this is the reminder that camping is absolutely forbidden everywhere on this campus. It is a huge risk to everyone when you smoke on this campus, not to mention the fact that it's damaging your lungs and very bad for you. But we cannot have that. And please do not smoke on campus. Thank you very much. The next thing is we've got a couple of opportunities for staff and residents, and I guess loved ones, to downsize and donate items that you no longer need, but that are in gently used condition or new, I guess. Tags on are certainly welcome. We are accepting donations of coats. We are partnering with the Hurley Reformed Church in Hurley, who is doing their pre-holiday coat drive to accept coats and then give them to non-government organizations like People's Place in Kingston and some others. So if you have a coat, preferably winter coat, like a ski jacket, preferably, to donate, we are accepting those, and then we're going to give them to the Hurley Reformed Church, and then they're going to donate those to folks in need of winter coats. Any coat is welcome, children's, adults, etc. They should be in good condition, and please check the pockets. Those can come to concierge. Same thing we are going to be holding our annual free store. So for items that you have that you no longer need, if you're a resident that your family members are not hoping to receive, or items that you're not looking to give as part of the low buy or no buy holiday season this year, if you are looking to find a new home for items in your home, we do try every year to hold an annual employee free store. So for example, I will bring things in from my home and bring them to the free store for another employee that's looking to accept items. It's just like a yard sale, except there's no price tags. So items that I no longer need, I bring in. So if you're a resident or a staff member or a loved one that has items that would like to be donated to the employee free store, our free store will be held this year in a vacant apartment, but you can bring them to the concierge. All of the items should be in gently used condition. It shouldn't be something that otherwise would be going in the garbage. We cannot accept any bed linens, so no sheets, no pillowcases, and we cannot accept any pillows, bed pillows, and no clothing. So no clothing items, no shoes. We can accept boots typically. Normally boots are okay. And then of course the jackets and coats would go to the coat drive. So thank you very much if you make any donations to the free store. It's a great time to downsize items that you no longer need, and a great time to clean out your storage cages downstairs if you reside in independent living. And this is a reminder that if you do reside in an apartment in independent living and you no longer want or need your storage cage, we are offering a $25 per month credit for anyone that voluntarily relinquishes your independent living storage cage. there is a form available at concierge that you can voluntarily relinquish and permanently relinquish your storage cage. The details are on that form, but you would need to clean that out. Again, free store is a perfect time to do that. A note for you all to make in independent living. The weekend following Thanksgiving, which is next weekend, not this weekend coming up, but the following weekend. So November 24th, 25th, and 26th, both Mary Jo and Angel have scheduled holiday time and vacation time scheduled. So they will not be here. So there will be no wellness nurse available on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, well, or Thursday. So I guess Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, there will be no wellness nurse here. So if you do feel like you need some medical attention, you would do what you would normally do after 6 p.m. any other day. So if it's a non-emergent issue, you would contact your primary care physician or go to First Care or a walk-in clinic of your choosing. And if it's an emergency issue, you would hit your PERS button or call your pull on the pull cord in your bathroom, and our staff would respond, or you would call 911. So again, and we'll put this in the Chanticleer as well, the weekend of Thanksgiving. So from Thursday, including Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in independent living, there will be no wellness RNs because they have scheduled time off. So you're going to use the normal procedures that you would follow if you're not feeling well, if, you know, after 6 p.m. on those days. We have great news. The electric vehicle charging stations outside of the health center, the 4 new stations are now up and running and available for use. So that combined with the upgraded and new electric vehicle charging stations in front of the pool brings our total electric vehicle charging stations available on campus to 6. And they're all up and running, all free of charge to staff and residents. So you may now use those. You do have to put an app on your phone. If you're an electric vehicle user, you know that is standard for any charging station. If you need any assistance with the chargers, you can just ask a concierge and one of our staff members can help you. But as we have more and more staff and residents using electric vehicles or electric vehicle hybrid vehicles, you now have 6 charger options here on campus. So thank you so much to Tom and Jason for getting these installed and up and running. I know it's been a lot of fits and starts because of the supply chain issues, but now all 6 of those stations are up and running and we couldn't be more excited. And especially to be able to offer that at no charge is really spectacular. So you may start charging those vehicles. Also, 2 more things related to vehicles. It is going to start to get cold-ish. We are expecting El Nino this winter, so it's not going to be quite as cold, thankfully. But even as it does get cold, we remind all of the residents it's absolutely critical that you are periodically running your cars. So you should be going out to your vehicles periodically, at least once per week, and making sure that your engine has been run. We've seen far too many times that residents that don't periodically run their engines do find that their cars won't start when it gets cold. So if you are not periodically driving your car, you should be going out and making sure that your engine starts. So please do contact us if you need assistance with that, and we can help you with that. The other thing is as we get closer to potential snow or ice events, just a few reminders about what to expect, especially if you are newer to the community and have not experienced a winter with us yet. We do contract out snow removal at the community. And what you can expect is that as snow events begin and then carry on, obviously the priorities for snow removal are sidewalks and walkways and roadways. And then as the snow event winds down, the snow contractor then begins to clear the snow off of vehicles. We do have specific parking patterns that we utilize on campus. This has been developed over time and assures that our staff have clean parking lots to come into, because we've got staff coming and going 24/7. And it's the protocol that we don't clear resident cars until the storm event is over with, because otherwise the snow contractor would be clearing vehicles all throughout the event, and typically residents don't come and go throughout a snow event, but our staff do. So once a snow event is going to occur, and once the winter time actually and the snow begins, we do put up signs, and we leave them up throughout the course of the winter, so that you remember what the parking patterns are and where you should be parking your cars. So please do just keep those in mind, and do keep in mind that we do remove snow from your vehicles, but not until the end of the snow event. If you are going to need your vehicle before the end of the snow event, you do need to let concierge know that, so that we can make arrangements to assist you with that. We are taking signups for the next holiday card making with Terry, which was a very big success for those that enjoyed it last week. I actually heard a resident say this was the most fun that she's had in a long time, so that was great. We are actually going to be limiting it to between 8 and 10 people, because the larger class size this time actually proved to be too many, which who knew? But you're going to want to sign up for that. This is going to be a Hanukkah theme, and the cards came out beautifully. So that is going to be on November 30th. If you'd like to sign up for that, they were beautifully handcrafted cards. You will want to sign up if you are interested in making 2 beautiful Hanukkah cards, handmade. Again, there's no cutting really involved. There's some gluing, maybe a little bit of cutting, but there's assistance available to you. No cost to the card making. It was really enjoyable for everyone that was involved, and that's going to be in the art studio on November 30th at 10:30 a.m. Again, Hanukkah theme, and you can sign up with concierge. Okay, the last thing that I wanted to talk about, and I'm going to talk about it today, and then I'm going to talk about it again tomorrow at the management Q&A, which will be at 1:30. Hopefully everyone can attend. This is really important. Not yesterday. You may have seen within the last week that Hudson Valley One had picked up an article about the tax levy that's being proposed, or the tax increase that's being proposed for New Paltz, the budget. And they really kind of cued in on the fact that the rescue squad is looking for an increase of $100,000. That sounds like a lot. And on the surface of it, it may be. You may or may not know that when I'm not at work, I try to do some community volunteering. And one of the things that I began doing roughly 2 years ago is I joined the board of the Diaz Memorial Ambulance Company in Saugerties. That is one of the last remaining operable not-for-profit ambulance companies. Saugerties has one, Woodstock has one, New Paltz has one. Ambulance companies right now are really struggling. And if you have paid any attention at all to ambulance response and emergency rescue response at all in Ulster County, you're going to know and understand that this is something that Ulster County at the county level has been really trying to figure out and respond to for a couple of years now. They've had a task force put together that has been not so successful in trying to find a solution. There have been volunteer ambulance companies created. A number of the fire departments are trying to grapple with this. Mobile Life, which was a very large presence in the Kingston area, has actually gone out of business and was taken over by Empress, which is an out-of-town provider. They are now contracting their business. They've been unable to sustain the level of service that Mobile Life was for a variety of reasons. There are significant staffing shortages. EMTs and paramedics are not going into the field. There's a significant reimbursement problem, even more so with ambulance services than in general healthcare overall. It's just, there are a whole series of factors that are working against ambulance companies being able to remain solvent. And it's a really significant issue. And this is something that I've been interested in for some time. Not minimally, because we have here at Woodland Pond a very intricate relationship with the New Paltz Rescue Squad. The rescue squad is here in some capacity multiple times a week. And so understanding that relationship, and that relationship evolving over the last almost 15 years, I was really interested in becoming a board member at the Saugerties Ambulance Company so that I could grow my understanding of how all of this works and the challenges of what an ambulance company faces. So to have seen the article that came out, explaining that the New Paltz Rescue Squad was going to be seeking $100,000 of additional budget support from New Paltz, didn't surprise me on the face, but then it was very disappointing to see that the person that wrote the article had placed some of the blame for that on the addition of Woodland Pond to the New Paltz community. And so, of course, that created some stir, of course. So I don't know how much of that has come to the residents' attention and so forth. So I wanted to just explain quickly something that's very important. And I know that many of you have heard me say this before, but it's really very, very important for everyone to understand this, because a lot of people in the community at large do not understand this. Ambulance companies in New York State, I don't know how it works elsewhere, but in New York State, and through Medicare, which is federal funding, do not get paid unless the person that they are treating is transported to a hospital. So if the ambulance comes to Woodland Pond, or comes to your home, or comes to the football field, or whatever it is, and they do not transport the patient to the hospital, the ambulance company does not get paid for their service. And just using Diaz for an example, that's roughly 50% of the calls at any given time. It fluctuates a little bit. I don't know exactly what the numbers are for the New Paltz Rescue Squad at any given time, and I don't know how those numbers have trended over the years for the New Paltz Rescue Squad, but that is a significant number. And so it has always been a priority of ours at Woodland Pond to be a good neighbor, especially to the rescue squad, to the fire department, to the police department, and to the extent that we can do anything collectively through any programming to not be a burden on any of our local, municipal partners, business partners, et cetera. We want to do that. So to have seen the article kind of saying, it's because Woodland Pond is here that, we need this extra money, which was written by this author, was not, that data was not given to the author by the rescue squad. I just want to be clear about that. This author of the article decided to pick up old, very, very old data, sort of making it seem like the rescue squad fed that data to the author. It just was a little bit misleading. So, but it is important because we are actually having, still a lot of calls where the rescue squad is coming, mainly to help residents get up off the floor, mainly in independent living. That rarely happens in the health center. Generally, if the rescue squad is coming to the health center, they are actually transporting residents to the hospital, which means that the rescue squad is then getting paid. We still have work to do in independent living. And so we're going to be working on that because we do want to be a good partner to the rescue squad. We don't want to be a burden financially to any organization here in New Paltz or anywhere on an undue basis. So if there's anything we can do through a couple of things, really important that residents understand that as Medicare beneficiaries, you have access to physical therapy, occupational therapy here right on campus. And one of the things that everyone can do is work on strength and balance right there with physical therapy and occupational therapy. Work on practicing getting up off the floor if you fall. We can work on that. We can do strength training with Grace's classes. We can do exercises in the home. We can do a focus on, safely picking things up off the floor. How do we keep ourselves off the ground? Because when we're calling the rescue squad just to get up off the floor, with it in the back of our head that they're not going to get paid for that, those are all of those incremental things add up to how much of that does contribute to the rescue squad needing to ask the taxpayers of New Paltz for that additional $100,000. Again, I do think that the article is misleading because it's certainly not inherently just a Woodland Pond impact. There's lots of things that have gone into that, but we certainly can be doing more. And we don't want to be unsafe in any way to do that, but we do want to look at the underlying facts. So what I have done is I've asked the chief of the New Paltz Rescue Squad to see if he can provide us the data on how many calls there have been to Woodland Pond since the beginning of the year that have been non-transport calls. We're going to work on training more of the staff and residents on the 2-chair get up method, which is a very safe method to help residents get off the floor using 2 chairs. We're going to encourage residents to participate in physical therapy and occupational therapy and practice getting up off the floor. Because again, that is the #1 reason that the rescue squad comes and does not transport residents is all related to falls. Very rarely are there medically related reasons that the rescue squad comes that residents don't get transported. We're going to encourage folks to practice exercise and things like that, but we're going to look at the root cause first, the numbers. But I just wanted to mention this because certainly Woodland Pond was tied to, in that article, the reason that the rescue squad needed to ask for this $100,000 increase in the rescue squad budget. And I just wanted to make sure that it was clear, not just to the Woodland Pond folks, but to the community at large, that, the importance of being mindful that when you call the rescue squad and you don't get transported to the hospital, they don't get paid. And so that just does put a great strain on their resources. So we will be working on it, and anything we can do to chip away at that will help us be an even better partner to them. So more to come on that. And I'm in the office just actually today and tomorrow. I'm off on Thursday and Friday, and I'll be in Monday and Tuesday of next week. And then it's the holiday for the balance of the week. I will talk to you all soon. Thank you.